So I want to discuss Rihanna's Super Bowl halftime performance, but without the clear misogyny. Let's talk about it.
Y'all already know what time it is. I got the black V-neck on.
So what is going on, y'all? We need to talk about Rihanna's Super Bowl halftime performance. It's been 48 hours since Rihanna has performed, and the internet has went and did a whole bunch of stuff. Like there's been mixed reactions. There's been a lot of negative conversations about her and her body and her pregnancy, or what she should have done and what she could have done, and what was expected. And I just want to, offer some nuance, some conversations. This is what I like to do. I was very interested in seeing what Rihanna was going to do on the stage. It's like, this has been a long time since we've seen her. What is this going to give? She has bops on top of bops. Like, there's no denying Rihanna's discography. Like, sis has hits on hits. I literally was listening to her in the gym since I've been back for like the last week. I was like, I was even making my own predictions and saying that she was going to perform Umbrella and have Jay-Z coming out. Like, I was expecting that. And we just saw a lot happening on the timeline. Unfortunately, had a lot of black gay men get online and say, well, she should have did what Beyonce did. Like, Beyonce was out here performing. She was pregnant. Cardi B was out here performing while she was pregnant. And there's no excuse to it. I was just like, no. Like, every person's pregnancy is different. Like, Rihanna's pregnancy might be different from Beyonce's. Cardi B's different from Beyonce's, or even Rihanna. And I'm just like, we don't know. We don't know what Rihanna is dealing with her pregnancy. We are not her doctors. We don't know what they told her she can do and what she can't do. We just don't know. And honestly, Beyonce even said that a lot of the diets and a lot of stuff, this work ethic she has had has been like, it's a little bit dangerous. She shouldn't have done that. She would never do it again. Even some of the diet and stuff that Beyonce has done has, like, it's not healthy at all. But this is some of the stuff that she's preparing herself for, like, to deliver these tours and deliver these, like, sickening performances and stuff. And I do think there's a conversation about Beyonce's work ethic and in the future, but not right now in this video. So there's that. And Rihanna just has never really ever been a performer. Like, she's never been a performer. And I just came in, just was like, hey, I just want bops and energy. And we really didn't get that. Like, we really just didn't get the energy. And I get what folks were saying, like, Rihanna, we saw clips of her, like, on tour. We saw clips of other stuff. Rihanna has been given grace. It's no shade. Like, Rihanna has been given so much grace. It's, like, unbelievable, to be honest. Like, girl, and I think folks were using that as a straw man's argument to say, like, to tone down expectations. Like, oh yeah, I wanted her to do flips and stuff. No, I don't think a lot of people was expecting her to do flips, because she's not done flips when she's not been pregnant. Like, she's not really ever gave us, like, a sickening performance. Like, we wanted her to have fun. And for me, watching it, and for a lot of folks, it just didn't seem like she was having fun. And she might have been in pain. She might have been in whatever. Who knows? But she got up on the stage. She signed a contract. She did whatever she was supposed to do. And a lot of folks was just not really feeling it. And I think I was one of those folks. And I had to check myself. It's like, okay, this woman is pregnant. I'm not expecting her to do all of these things, but I did want some type of energy, and I was just a little bit, like, bored. And then I started to think about how many times I've seen men get up and perform and it just be lackluster too. I mean, Jay-Z has literally performed next to Beyonce and forgot the lyrics and forgot, the words to what he was about to say, and been out of breath. And it's just like, with the same outfit on. I mean, men can get out and it's some baggy jeans, some chains, a white shirt, and some Air Force Ones, and they can perform. I mean, I literally just seen it with this comparison with Trina versus Yeezy. There was a concert that both of them were at, and Trina had came out, and like, folks were just dragging us in that Trina's, like, performance was terrible, and she was moving around the stage, she was rapping, and the folks were just bored and all the other stuff. And Yeezy came out and did the same thing. Like, Yeezy came out and was doing the same thing, and folks was going up for it. Like, people were just going over, and I was just looking at the comments, And they would say, well, Yeezy, you know, he came out and, you know, it's the same time and he ate, but it was like he was doing the same stuff that Tree was doing. So we already know that misogyny exists when it comes to female artists. We also know anti-blackness, colorism and stuff exists as well. And I feel like that's a conversation back to what I said about how artists like Normani and other dark-skinned female artists come out and just blow it out and just do it, and it's just not enough. It's just not enough. So Rihanna came out and she gave us a look. She looked amazing. Her hair was amazing, just like it was giving. The outfit was really cute, how the stuff showed her stomach. She later revealed that she is pregnant and all that other stuff. And she was up in the air. She was up in the air, up in the sky, like, I'm not doing nothing like that. I ain't doing nothing like that. I'm not doing nothing like that. I'm terrified of heights. I get it. And I see this argument of people saying, well, y'all not getting up there doing that. Y'all ain't out here. Y'all sit on the couch. And I'm just like, yeah, I'm sitting on the couch because this is what I'm doing. Like, people have to sit on the couch and watch. That's how they make money. Everybody's not gonna be a performer. No one is coming to me paying me $1 million to perform. They're paying me to do other stuff, but this is what it is. And this is what we do. We have a conversation and we critique, you know, and we like, hey, I like the performance. And I think some folks, unfortunately, we're just like sick of the quote unquote like think pieces or whatever and conversations about it. But I think people are only sick of it because it was something that they did not like. Because if people had been gassing up and saying it was a good performance and continuously going on and saying it was like a good performance, people would want them to shut up. Now I get people critiquing and saying, hey, this is misogyny. Like this stuff that you're talking about, critiquing her body and all the other stuff is misogyny. I definitely think that that should be called out. Like that should be a conversation, point blank, period. But what I also was missing from the conversation is that Rihanna did not have to do this. Rihanna did not have to sign a contract with the NFL, the Super Bowl. She didn't have to perform at the Super Bowl at all. Remember back, she said that she was not going to perform for the Super Bowl. She said she had turned it down in solidarity with Colin Kaepernick. So my thing is, what happened now? What changed 3 years? Like in those 3 years, because the NFL is still the NFL, if not, you know, worse than what they were a couple years ago. I think we're seeing now is more quote unquote representation. But what does representation say where the league is not even taking care of the folks who are putting their lives out on this field and performing? Like there are 10 NFL players right now that is suing the NFL because they're saying, hey, like y'all are not out here making sure that we're getting access to healthcare and stuff after we get done. Like y'all have people denying our disability claims and stuff. Like y'all have people purposely working and denying us to make sure that the NFL is saving money. And we just seen the accident that happened on the field not too long ago. Like the NFL has not changed. There's still, like how many black NFL coaches there are? Not that many. There's still been conversations about the racist owners at the NFL. Like the whole, you know, thing has just continues to be the same stuff. Police brutality still is going on. We're still seeing black folks harmed by police. Which, you know, this whole conversation started from Colin Kaepernick and other NFL players taking a knee in solidarity with folks who were losing their lives during police violence. And, you know, that was the conversation, was just simple as awareness. And the NFL was like, nope, not on my watch. First of all, the NFL is a military propaganda pushing machine, to be honest. Like all our sports, we got fighter jets flying over, all this military propaganda stuff, like it's a mess. So no matter how many black folks get up there and sing, we shall overcome and all the other stuff, this whole thing is anti-black. This whole system is just not it. It's just not it. And I feel like the NFL, along with Jay-Z, because remember, him and Beyonce was in solidarity somewhat with Colin Kaepernick, and now Jay-Z is in a whole partnership with the NFL. And it's just like, what does it say about like our black celebrity faves that we love and we respect so much and we purchase their stuff? Like we love them. They're not our friends and they're capitalists at the end of the day. And Rihanna is not the only one. She's not the only one. She could have easily just said, hey, you know what? I'm gonna stick on my principles and I'm just not gonna perform at all. Like she was, like in the interview, she said that she was in solidarity with Colin Kaepernick. I asked Rihanna if we can discuss politics. How deep do you want to get? She says. However deep you're willing to go, I say. She signals, I may proceed, and I ask if it's true that she turned down the Super Bowl halftime show in solidarity with Colin Kaepernick. Absolutely, she says. I couldn't dare do that. For what? Who gains from that? Not my people. I just couldn't be a sellout. I couldn't be an enabler. There's things within the organization that I do not agree with at all, and I was not about to go and be of service to them in any way. Now we're in 2023 and you are of service of them. And you use this moment to promote, your product and your stuff because you are a billionaire and you want to sell more product and you want to do all these things. Like, this is not me bashing Rihanna. It's just me talking about like our black celebrity faves are capitalists. And that some stuff that they say really doesn't hold any weight because at the end of the day, it's about the dollars, about the money. This is not about the fans. This is not, yes, it's quote unquote about the fans. If that helps you sleep at night, but this is about making money. It's always about making more money, selling more products, selling more stuff. And it's ridiculous. Like, this is the same person, unfortunately, who gave Johnny Depp a whole platform on her stuff. Like, girl, like, it's just like, I don't know what y'all expect. And I understand the need to defend her from misogyny. I get that. But I don't think that Rihanna should have been at the Super Bowl to begin with. I think she should have just stayed with her principles and just not performed. She didn't need any of this. Yes, she performed quote unquote for free, as some people want to say that NFL doesn't pay for the Super Bowl, but she's been able to advertise not only her brand, but her other brands and her image, her likeness, everything in front of 120 million people. 118 million people watch this show, this NFL Super Bowl. Boom, like 100, almost 20. Like, they've not had these many people watch since Katy Perry's. Like, that's how many people watch. And now we've seen the searches for Rihanna has went up. We've seen more, for her brand, all that stuff. And she knows that. She knows that. Like, she's not doing this for free. It's coming back to like some monetary value. But I do want to say that I just don't think that she should have performed. And it's not even about the performance being lackluster, which I unfortunately agree. I think it was lackluster. Even for Rihanna, it was not that good. I was just not impressed. I just was not. And that's okay. It doesn't mean that Rihanna is going to fall off the face of the earth. It doesn't mean anything. And it's just really weird seeing people jump through mental gymnastics to try to defend this when there's nothing to defend. Like, it's just the performance wasn't that good. Now, I'm not comparing her and saying that she should have did flips and stuff like others, but it's just like the performance just wasn't good. And I think there can be two truths. I feel like, yes, the performance wasn't that good, and some of the critiques are like dipped in misogyny. But I don't think that everybody who's saying that the performance was not good are misogynists or like having their critiques dipped in misogyny. I just don't think it was a good performance. It just wasn't. And it's not the end of the world, but Rihanna has never been a good performer. Like, go back to what I said, like, we've seen clips of her, like the fact that it's a running joke that she can't hit that note, like, that's a running joke, like, that Rihanna cannot sing. There's a running joke, like, and I just don't know too many people, I don't know too many female artists that are in a position to be able to offer stuff like this, and y'all don't eat them up. Like, I just look at some of the dark-skinned female artists who are not giving the same, who not giving the same grace as a Rihanna. Like, I don't see it. And I would like for y'all to offer more grace. The way y'all talk about no money, like, every other day, it's really sad, to be honest. So yeah, I don't think this was Rihanna's best performance. I think, to me, her best performance was at the VMAs when she received the Vanguard Award. She ate that up, even though that note was not there. That note was just not there. But I think that was her best performance. I don't think that this was all of that good, and that's okay. Like, she's still a billionaire. She's still rich as hell. She's still all of these things, and it's okay for people to say, "Hey, I wasn't really impressed with the what's the name," and just like that, just be it. Now, when you start to compare her to other black women who are pregnant or with child during the time of their performance, then it becomes something else. But I do think that men get away with hell. Like I said, like men get to do absolutely nothing on stage and still get praised and stuff. But I don't think I even bought a ticket this year right now or any year to see a man perform. I'm just not interested in seeing any man perform, to be honest. They're just boring to me. But I want to end this in just saying that I think Rihanna is tired of making music. And I think that's okay too. I think Rihanna has given us sickening songs over the last how many years? Like bops on top of bops. Not too many people can do that. Like sis has had consistent hits. Consistent. And I was just like amazed that they was even able to like put all this together in 13 minutes. Like, girl, 13 minutes? Woo! Like, even when she did the Vanguard stuff, they had to be put in a section because she has so many hits. Like, so many of them. And that's just what it is. But I do think that Rihanna is tired of making music. I think she is ready to sit down and enjoy the fruits of her labor. She says she has no update on any new music. I think at this point we just need to accept that there's not going to be any music anytime soon. She's been kind of like playing with us for a minute, but I think Rihanna is like, hey girl, like I'm good. Like I don't need to make any more music. People was expecting a tour. Clearly there's not going to be a tour. There's not going to be a tour. And I think people were doing it because, when Beyonce did her stuff, she announced a tour. But Rihanna said, I ain't doing none of that. Hey girl, y'all better get some more Fenty products. Y'all better go get some more Fenty beauty stuff and some more of this pyramid scheme lingerie. But I think that's what the tea is. I think that Rihanna is just ready to just settle down and sit down, and I think we just need to accept that. I think she's given us enough stuff to be able to survive. And that just is what it is. Like, she is not a performer, she's not a vocalist, she's not any of these things, but she definitely knows how to sell a brand, and she has a sickening image, and we cannot take that away from her. So for the people who did enjoy the performance, I don't think there's nothing wrong with folks who say, hey, I enjoyed the performance, but I do think it becomes a little bit silly to be upset that some people did not enjoy the performance. I'm not mad at folks for saying that they enjoyed the performance, because they did, but I do think that people are allowed to say, hey, I just didn't like the performance, or just the energy was just not there. Because I think a lot of folks, I start to check in. A lot of people start to check in and like, hey girl, is it just me? Even in my friends group chat, even in one of my friends, I had talked to him, and he said in the group chat, it's two people who big Rihanna fans. I was sitting next to a Rihanna fan who had said hey, I'm not sure about this, and checked in with me and was like, is it just me? And my friend said that even in his group chat, folks were checking in people are I know that haters exist, words to Tariq Ali. People do get online to hate. I definitely think that. But there are some folks who I respect and I know have the range to be like, you know what? This performance was not all of that. The performance was a complete failure tonight. Girl, when Naomi said that. The performance wasn't a complete failure, but it wasn't high energy, even for Rihanna. And I think that says a lot. Even for her, it wasn't high energy. We were not expecting her to do kicks and flips and stuff because she's never done that. But I just didn't see the energy. It just was not giving. And honestly, I've been seeing conversations about the health, and she doesn't need to do any of these things. And I feel like if we're going to talk about that, then being at the Super Bowl around these thousands and thousands of people with no mask on and still in the middle of a pandemic is not healthy either. But I see people cherry pick and choose when, what works and what doesn't work for their narrative. And it's just it's not giving, it's not clicking at all. But those are my thoughts. Shout out to Rihanna and her people. The dancers gave what the dancers did. Shout out to them. The stage was cute. But it's still F the NFL and all of that. So tell me what you thought about the performance. Tell me what you thought about my critiques and my criticisms in the comments. And make sure when we're critiquing and having conversations about our black female artists that we are staying away from misogyny. Until next time, I'll talk to you later. Bye.